and welcome to another tutorial. In this video I'll be showing you how to create your first Android application via the command line using Ant to automate the build process. The standard way to develop and deploy Android applications is using Eclipse IDE or Integrated Development Environment. Although this is great, there are a few things we cannot easily do with this system, like adding custom build steps, using an automated build system, using build configurations, and building the release project with one command. Fortunately, the Android SDK or Software Development Kit comes equipped with support for Ant, which is a common build script to automate the Java compilation process. If you have programmed in C language before, then you may be familiar with make. Ant is the equivalent of make in Java. So before we begin, make sure that you have the Android SDK command line tools installed on your computer. You can click on this video over here if you need instructions on downloading and setting up the Android SDK command line tools, and then just come back later when you're finished with the installation. Next is to make sure that you have Ant installed on your system. So go ahead and open up your terminal, and if you're on Ubuntu or Debian based distribution, then type in the following commands: sudo apt-get install python y ant, and this will install Ant on your computer. In my case, since I'm on an Arch Linux machine, I'll be using the commands sudo pacman python s apache python ant to install Ant. Say yes and then enter, and we're done. After you're finished with the installation, we can now begin to create our Android app. To create a new project, just type Android create project python name and then the name of your application. Let's call it first python path, and then the path where you want your application be saved. Let's save it in a temporary folder. Python target, and then the Android API version that you want to target. At the time of this tutorial, the latest API version that I have on my system is version 23, so it's Android Python 23. Alright, Python package, then the package name. The package name is your domain name. If you have a domain name, then it is typed in a reverse order. For me, it will be com.wordpress.by by computing. This is the conventional way of naming namespaces in Java to avoid name collisions. Alright, so next is Python activity. The activity is the main entry point of our Android application, so we'll just call it main activity. Alright, and then press enter. This will create our project directory and the following files. Now let's go inside our projects directory, and from here we can simply type ant debug, and this will build our application and automatically sign it with the debugging key. Before an application can be delivered to a device, the package must be signed. The build file is located inside the bin folder, so ls bin, and this file first debug.apk, first python debug.apk is the file that you would like to install on your Android device or Android emulator. However, for actual applications delivered to the Google Play, you need to sign them with the real key. To do that, we need to create a file called build.properties in your project's base directory. Using your favorite text editor, create a build.properties file and add the following lines: key.store equals, and then the name of your key store. Next line is key.alias equals, and of course your key store's alias. Now save this file and type ant release. This will prompt you for your passwords and build your application, automatically signing and zip aligning it using your key. Optionally, we can also include our passwords in our build.properties file. So again, edit our build.properties and add the following lines: key.store.password equals your password, and then key.alias.password equals your password. Now again, save the file, and running ant release will make for a one-step build process. Okay, so now that we're done with that, let's try out our application on an Android emulator. I'm using Genymotion. If you want to know how to set up Genymotion on Arch Linux, then I'll post the link to my video on the description below. Okay, so let's fire it up. It's starting up. The command to install our application to our emulator is adb install and then the path to our APK bin/first debug.apk. If everything goes well, then we will be able to successfully install our application. On our emulator, there's an application called main activity, and this is our application that we just installed. Okay, so now let's launch the application. And we can see the default message, hello world. And that's it. That's we've made our first Android application via the command line. Well, that's all we have for this part of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you find this helpful, then please don't forget to leave a like, share the video, or subscribe for more.